I just saw Oppenheimer and it feels absolutely magnificent to say there is finally a brilliant Robert Downey Jr. performance after 15 years.
The Russians have a bomb. We're supposed to be years ahead of them, but what were you guys doing in Los Alamos?
I have always been a huge Robert Downey Jr. fan. I really believe he is a phenomenal actor, but the sad fact is he moved away way too far to big money projects from good acting choices. Don't get me wrong, I really like him as the Iron Man. He's the perfect Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
But I'm talking about some meaningful performances which have great depth, not just momentum-based commercial adrenaline rush appearances. I'm talking about performances like Cassie Affleck in Manchester by the Sea.
Really sorry, I don't think so. I thank you for saying everything that you said.
You can't just die.
I'm not.
Michael Keaton in Spotlight.
What story do you want us to write? Because we're writing one of them.
Frances McDormand in Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
You know who threw that can?
What can?
And Sean Penn in Mystic River.
Look at my eyes! Is she in there? Is that my daughter in there?
Robert Downey Jr. used to do these types of movies. Suddenly, he stopped doing these kinds of roles and moved to full-on commercial movies. I really miss the old Robert Downey Jr. a lot. Let's go back to the year 2005. A dark comedy movie just released in theaters called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. This movie was the directional debut of Shane Black, hugely underrated director who later delivered a gem like The Nice Guys. In Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Robert Downey Jr. delivered a magnificent performance.
I didn't want him to come in, and he insisted. I said, you gotta stay at home, but he doesn't listen to me. He's such a stupid son of a bitch. I killed him, didn't I?
The writing of the movie was something else. Since Shane Black was a successful writer before directing this movie, so the good writing part was not a surprise. But as a first-time director, Shane Black really did something remarkable. He made a fresh black comedy movie that was hugely praised by the critics and audience. But there was a problem. Even with the brilliant writing and direction of Shane Black and a mind-blowing performance by Robert Downey Jr., this movie was not a commercial success. The box office result really affected Robert Downey Jr. a lot. He had a lot of hope for this project. He was not wrong to get hyped. The movie was really good, but sometimes even a good movie can go wrong at the box office. 2 years later, in 2007, a neo-noir mystery thriller film was released called Zodiac. This movie was directed by the legendary David Fincher. Zodiac was about a serial killer who terrorized the San Francisco Bay Area during the late 1960s and early 1970s. This movie was a milestone for investigative movies. Fincher simply took the investigative drama thriller genre to the next level with his crazy effort. Critics and crime experts call this movie the most realistic and accurate demonstration of the investigation process. And our Robert Downey Jr. gave another exceptional performance in this movie. He played the character of Paul Avery, an American journalist who was reporting on the Zodiac murders.
Hi, this is Paul Avery from the San Francisco Chronicle. I'm looking for someone to shed some light on a letter we received.
This was such a complex character with individual vulnerability and a sophisticated personality. Robert Downey Jr. really portrayed the character with great energy. He delivered a world-class performance there. But then again, Zodiac also did not work at the box office at all. 1 year later, in 2008, a satirical action comedy film was released in theaters called Tropic Thunder. Actor-director Ben Stiller directed this movie. Specifically, the movie satirizes movies and the egos of actors and filmmakers in the entertainment industry, pokes fun at the over-the-top and sometimes absurdly serious nature of war films and the actors who take on roles in these films. Robert Downey Jr. played an Australian method actor and 5-time Academy Award winner.
5-time Academy Award winner Kirk Lazarus.
His character did a controversial pigmentation alteration surgery to temporarily darken his skin for his portrayal of the black character, Staff Sergeant Lincoln Osiris. Robert Downey Jr. gave a historical performance in that movie. In this movie, he refuses to break his character Lincoln Osiris and talks like an African American person the whole movie. He was absolutely extraordinary in this movie, and this performance earned him an Oscar nomination.
I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. What? You dudes don't know what duty is!
Jon Favreau, the director of Iron Man, was searching for an actor to play Iron Man. Guess what? Well, he saw the movie Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and he absolutely loved Robert Downey Jr.'s performance there. It was obvious what is not to like there. Robert Downey Jr. gave a marvelous performance in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Jon Favreau approached him and the epic saga of the Marvel Cinematic Universe began with Iron Man. Iron Man was a huge success and every single person loved Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. The best fact was Robert Downey Jr.'s real-life persona was exactly like Tony Stark. That made the job really easy for Robert Downey Jr. He did not have to act at all. Tony Stark talks exactly like how he talks in real life. Tony Stark moves exactly like how he moves in real life. He in real life was the Iron Man. Just look at these two clips, one in his real life talking and another from his Iron Man performance.
Then I got it, then Jeremy Renner got it, then Chris Hemsworth got it, even though he's a little tentative about it.
You're welcome, I guess, because I'm your nuclear deterrent. It's working. We're safe. America is secure. You want my property? You can't have it. But I did you a big favor.
Those are exactly like his real persona. But look at the performances from Zodiac, Tropic Thunder and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That was something else. Those performances made his character rich as an actor. But sadly, he later focused more on money. He played characters like Sherlock Holmes and Tony Stark. He only did big budget movies with high paychecks. He was really good on those characters too and they were earning him a crazy good amount of money. I know money is really important and maybe money is the most important thing in the world. It is not wrong to focus on money, but there are creative people who focus on money and art at the same time. They maintain the balance by doing one for the general people to earn money and one for the creative soul. Let me give an example. Benedict Cumberbatch, who played Doctor Strange in Marvel movies. He does commercial movies like Doctor Strange, Penguins of Madagascar, Star Trek Into Darkness, etc. He earns a good amount of money from those big budget commercial movies. On the other hand, he does powerful movies like The Imitation Game, The Power of the Dog, and 12 Years a Slave. Those performances have greater depth and greater impact than those commercial movies. Robert Downey Jr. used to do these types of movies where he also showed great depth in performances. Then suddenly he moved on to the commercial zone and earned a crazy amount of money. Then he stopped doing everything else. Because those commercial movies made him the amount of money that other than these movies he didn't need to work at all. He was crazy rich and he gave up on doing acting roles that matter in depth. And then Christopher Nolan happened. Christopher Nolan released his latest movie called Oppenheimer and Robert Downey Jr. played the character of Louis Strauss in this one. After watching the movie, I was shocked, thrilled and happy at the same time. This was the very old Robert Downey Jr. who cared about acting, who cared about performances that matter and who cared about scripts that have great impacts. Robert Downey Jr. finally gave a breathtaking performance after more than a decade. It was a moment of joy for Robert Downey Jr. fans to watch him deliver one of the best performances of the year. I'm extremely overjoyed for him taking this role. I just hope he will do more movies like this in the future. What is your most favorite performance of Robert Downey Jr.? Let me know in the comment. Subscribe to our channel if you like the video and leave a like please, that helps us a lot in growing.